Beyond the boundaries of our world, some stories define what it means to be human. This is Of the World, Missions Beyond Earth. Right now, at this very moment, a spacecraft the size of a small car is hurtling through interstellar space at 38,000 miles per hour. It is more than 15 billion miles from Earth, so far away that its radio signals, traveling at the speed of light, take over 22 hours to reach us. It has no pilot, no fuel to steer, no way to come home, and it is still talking. It has been talking for 49 years. This is the story of Voyager 1, the farthest journey any human-made object has ever taken. In the late 1960s, a young aerospace engineer named Gary Flandro made a discovery that changed everything. Working at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, Flandro realized that in the late 1970s, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune would align in a configuration that occurs only once every 176 years. A spacecraft launched at precisely the right moment could use each planet's gravity to slingshot to the next, visiting all four gas giants in a single mission. NASA called it the Grand Tour. But there was a problem. Congress would not fund such an ambitious project, so NASA scaled back the plan. Instead of one spacecraft visiting 4 planets, they would build 2 identical probes designed to reach Jupiter and Saturn. If the probes survived, and that was a significant if, they might, just might, be redirected onward. They named them Voyager. On August 20th, 1977, Voyager 2 launched from Cape Canaveral. 16 days later, Voyager 1 followed. Despite launching second, Voyager 1 was placed on a faster trajectory, a more direct path through the solar system, reaching Jupiter 4 months ahead of its twin. Each spacecraft weighed just over 1,800 pounds. Each carried 11 scientific instruments powered by 3 thermoelectric generators converting the heat of decaying plutonium into electricity. With no solar panels, the Voyagers would carry their own tiny nuclear hearts into the darkness. Strapped to the side of each probe was something extraordinary, not designed for any planet, but for whoever might find it drifting between the stars, millions of years from now. It was a 12-inch gold-plated copper phonograph record, enclosed in an aluminum case etched with instructions. Carl Sagan chaired the committee that had weeks to answer an impossible question. How do you introduce humanity to the universe? The golden record contains 116 images, photographs of Earth, its people, and its animals. It carries greetings in 55 languages and sounds of Earth itself: thunder, wind, birdsong, and whales. There is music, Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Goode, Bach, Beethoven, and traditional songs from around the world. Sagan wrote, "The spacecraft will be encountered and the record played only if there are advanced spacefaring civilizations in interstellar space. But the launching of this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet. 2 tiny bottles cast into an ocean wider than imagination." On March 5, 1979, Voyager 1 reached Jupiter. What it found rewrote the textbooks. The Great Red Spot was revealed to be a hurricane larger than Earth, with wind speeds exceeding 400 miles per hour. But the real surprises were the moons. Io was erupting. Voyager captured active volcanoes on another world for the first time in history, plumes of sulfur shooting 200 miles above the surface, painting the moon in yellows and reds. Europa, smooth and cracked like a shattered egg, appeared covered in ice, hiding a suspected liquid ocean that could harbor life. In a few days, Voyager 1 transformed Jupiter from a blurry dot into a living, violent, astonishing world. On November 12, 1980, Voyager 1 reached Saturn. Up close, Saturn's rings were a cathedral of complexity. Thousands of individual ringlets braided and rippled by shepherd moons, defying every model physicists had built. Voyager imaged the atmosphere in unprecedented detail, equatorial winds screaming at over 1,000 miles per hour. Then Voyager turned its cameras toward Titan, the only moon with a thick atmosphere. Beneath orange haze lay a world with weather, rain, and seas, made of liquid methane, not water. The Saturn encounter was a triumph, but it came at a price. aiming for a close look at Titan flung Voyager 1 out of the solar plane, ending its path to Uranus and Neptune. The grand tour was over. Yet the spacecraft was healthy, its instruments working, and its nuclear power source designed to last for decades. It was heading outward, away from the sun, toward the boundary where the solar wind meets interstellar space. NASA chose to let it fly. While Voyager 2 carried the grand tour forward, Voyager 1 had a new mission. It would become a scout, an emissary, and the first human-made object to leave the solar system entirely. On February 14, 1990, Voyager 1 was 3.7 billion miles away. Carl Sagan persuaded NASA to turn the camera around for one last photograph of home. The image that came back is one of the most important photographs ever taken. Earth appeared as a tiny speck, less than a single pixel wide, suspended in a beam of sunlight, a pale blue dot. Sagan wrote, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam." After the photograph was taken, NASA commanded the cameras to shut down to save power. Voyager 1 would never look at anything again, but it would keep going. For 22 years, Voyager 1 flew in silence, its instruments measuring magnetic fields and cosmic rays. Scientists waited for the moment the spacecraft crossed the Heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence ends. In August of 2012, Voyager detected a sudden dramatic change. Particle density increased 40 times, the magnetic field shifted, and the solar wind was gone. On September 12, 2013, NASA announced that Voyager 1 had crossed the Heliopause into interstellar space, the first human-made object to leave the bubble of our sun. 11 billion miles from home, it was still transmitting. Voyager 1 is more than 15 billion miles away and still sending data. Its signal is impossibly faint, 23 watts, weakened to less than a billionth of a watt by the time it reaches Earth. And yet we hear it. To conserve the decaying plutonium power source, engineers have shut down systems. By the mid-2030s, the last instruments will fall silent and the final signal will cross the void. But Voyager 1 will not stop. It will drift through interstellar space for millions of years. In 40,000 years, it will pass within 1.6 light-years of a dim red star in Camelopardalis. It will keep going, silently carrying the golden record, the sounds of Earth, and a child's voice saying hello into the infinite darkness. Voyager 1 was designed for a 4-year mission to Jupiter and Saturn. It has lasted nearly half a century. It was built by human hands, imagined by human minds, and launched on a rocket powered by human ambition. It carries no weapons, no flag of conquest, no territorial claim. Only a message, only music, only a wish to be known. Carl Sagan once said of the Voyagers, "The spacecraft will be encountered and the record played only if there are advanced civilizations in interstellar space, but the launching of this bottle into the cosmic ocean says something very hopeful about life on this planet." He was right. Voyager 1 is not just a spacecraft, it is an act of faith, faith that the universe is worth speaking to, even if no one is listening, faith that the best of what we are, our music, our science, our longing, deserves to outlive us. Right now, 15 billion miles away, a small machine built in the 1970s is sailing through the space between the stars. It carries a golden record that plays the sound of rain and wind and a human heart beating. And it is still going. This has been Of the World, missions beyond Earth. Look up tonight, the universe is still out there, waiting.